Welcome back, everyone. So today, first of all, it's been a little while. Been a little while since I've actually uploaded a new video. And the reason is because I ran out of storage on my iCloud Drive on my Mac. And unfortunately, Zoom wasn't allowing me to create the videos that I normally create using the Zoom platform. So the reason is because I ran out of storage, guys. So I wasn't able to, and it was really tedious. It was time consuming for me trying to figure it out. It took me like over the span of maybe 4 days. Yeah, 4 days, 5 days. I've been trying to figure out since like last week, Friday, how to re-download Zoom. But yeah, I don't want to really waste time talking to you guys about why, I've not been able to upload a video, so I'm just gonna get right into the daily quote. Today's daily quote is gonna be from The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. The Compound Effect, Darren Hardy. This quote is gonna be a single poor habit which doesn't look like much in the moment can ultimately lead you miles off course from the direction of your goals and the life that you deserve or the life that you desire. So I think that's an extremely helpful quote for us to all understand as traders that the compound effect, as it is stated in the title, has a lot to do with the habits that you accumulate day by day. And say, let's say you say, just for this one trade, um, I'm gonna risk 50% of my account because this move, if I get it right, I'll make $1,000 versus if I only risk 5%, I'll only make $100. So you choose your own uh destiny when it comes to trading. And the the choices you make on a daily basis, they accumulate over time, which can lead you to either being a successful trader or an unsuccessful trader. Um, I want to leave it off with that quote. So next, what I want to do is I want to start ex first of all, I have not been the reason why I even chose that quote is because the habits that I've had over the past week, and I think it's because I haven't been really present on YouTube. I think YouTube presence helps me with being discipline since I know that I'm showing people my journal. When I'm openly showing people my journal, it holds me accountable because I think, you know, um, that's just the way that I think. But I might be taking a break off of TradeZella. Um, and I am probably just going to be using Notion for the time being until further notice. I'm gonna share my screen to show you guys, what I've actually been looking at lately based on what trades we can possibly, look to catch. And I also want to update you guys since the last time I posted a video, I'm going to start changing the way that I'm trading. I'm changing my system a little bit. I'm tweaking a little bit of my system. I'll show you what I'm going to be tweaking in my system because I find that I'm leaving, I don't want to say leaving, I want to say leaving opportunities on the table and I'm going for the least um, I can see that I've been going for the least respectable market structures that happen in the market. Um, and this obviously came from me just journaling in general, looking at what trades have been taking place versus the other ones that have not been taking place that I've been participating in the markets. So And I'll give you an example. But first, I want to show you guys how Nasdaq looks. So right now we're looking at Nasdaq on a weekly time frame, and we can clearly see that the weekly is bearish. I don't know if the monthly is bearish, but I'll check. Okay. So the monthly is not bearish. There's a possibility that we could go bearish because we are right now currently in a monthly imbalance, fair value gap, whatever you want to call it. We're right now in an imbalance on the monthly time frame. On the weekly time frame, we're bearish. So monthly is bullish, weekly is bearish. If we look at the daily time frame indicates that we are bearish. But there's two types of daily actually I don't want to confuse anybody. So I'll show you guys what I see on the daily time frame. So I see this as a low on the daily time frame, this as a higher lower high, and then this I would see as the low. So this is what I see on the daily time frame, guys. Now, for this on the daily time frame, if we were to take into account the 4 hour, I would say first, let's look at the 8 hour, just because I want to look at the 8 hour. All right, I'm done looking at the 8 hour. Now let's look at the 4 hour. So for the 4 hour, uh, the system that I'm gonna be tweaking is the probably the 4 hour. Yeah, I'm gonna start focusing more on the 4 hour time frame rather than the daily and weekly, because as a swing trader, I think the 4 hour, I'm starting to see that the 4 hour time frame is actually extremely important to be a consistently profitable trader week after week. There's way more opportunities. You can get way more opportunities by focusing on what the 4 hour time frame is doing. And for some reason, it's taken me a long time to realize that, but it's almost like it's two-sided. So I'm gonna start looking at the overall trend for the daily time frame. I'm gonna start looking at the if there's any daily imbalances. So daily imbalances are important for the way that I trade because I'm looking for where we're headed. I'm looking for where we're headed, and I'm also going to be looking at which means that it gives me an idea for where to or when to take profit. So where and when to take profit, which is important. So in my trading journal, I'm going to be looking at daily imbalances. Any daily imbalances? Question mark. Not only is there any daily imbalances, but overall, first, I want to say this is step two. For step one, I'm going to be looking at what's the daily direction. What's the daily and weekly direction? So daily and weekly direction are both bearish. Then three? This is the number three is so that we know what the 4 hour direction is. So 4 hour direction. But the way that we're going to look at the 4 hour direction is going to be from internal or internal to external. It's going to be from external to internal while we're looking at this NASDAQ uh indice. So while we're looking at the NASDAQ indice, we can see that if we wanted to take, we could have, taken this. Was this a high right here? This is the high was 18,230.3. This is 18,232.8. So this was a high, and then price dropped down here, right? And created this. So although the overall 4 hour high was here, yeah, this was the overall high for the 4 hour. You can see from internal to external, price was trading into this daily imbalance. Hold on. My headset died.
Headset died. Sorry about that, guys. Testing. Hold on, I gotta make sure that this is connected.
Time I did a video and I actually couldn't hear myself because it never reconnected. Okay, perfect. We're good. So it's important for us to know the overall direction, but it's also important to know for us to know if the 4 hour, is just actually going from internal to external. For example, you can see that this is the high from internal to external. And then after that, price started dropping, took this low out this Monday. It took out last Thursday's low right here. And we could have entered here and then targeted this daily imbalance. This would have given us about a 1 to like if you look at the 1 hour, look at the 30-minute time frame, you can see that this point right here that took out Thursday's low, last Thursday's low from here. You can see once price came in, you can see there was a is this a 30-minute? Not a 30-minute shift. This is a 15-minute shift. So when we got the 30-minute market structure shift around here, this is around the evening time, like afternoon, evening time. If you were to, let's say you entered right here, call it right here. This is like the candle close of the 15-minute time frame market structure shifting. You can see, and then if you were to target the imbalance, you can see that this is a 1 to 9, 1 to 9 risk to reward. Yeah, this is a good 1 to 9. So it would have taken you, if you entered this trade, it would have taken you, how many days? Oh, this was actually a last week entry. It would have taken you about 9 days to hit TP. And as a swing trader, I can accept that as long as, price, as long as I'm sticking to my trading plan and the risk to reward makes sense, then I'm taking it. So I am Or you could have just targeted, from low to high. So targeted from internal to external. You're still targeting external. You could have, took partials here and then let it ride until it hit, TP. So TP1 and then TP2, just in case price were to do some reversals around this area when, it got there. So yeah, I'm going to start trading like this because it seems like it's more profitable, it's more consistent, and who doesn't like profitability? Who doesn't like consistency? I just think it's a great idea because it looks like it works. Most of these trades that I see the setups, but I don't trade them just because I don't believe in going against the daily overall time frame. But the daily overall time frame, that perfect entry happens maybe once a week, if not once a week, every other week to get the types of trades that I'm looking to, take or entries that I'm looking to, get in. Like for example, this is around the daily imbalance. We're in the daily imbalance. We wicked into the daily imbalance right here. Literally the yesterday's candle. The Thursday candle wicked into this daily imbalance. And then we got a 4 hour market structure shift. So 4 hour, we were making low, so higher low or higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. I mean, this would be this closed. So I would say like this isn't even, I would just mark this because price closed here. And then higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So the 4 hour time frame broke structure or shifted from bullish to bearish. And if you drop down to the 2 hour in this imbalance, otherwise known as, I think you guys call it fair value gap. 1 hour time frame also shifted from bullish to bearish 2 hour time frame shifted, I'd said, also to from bullish to bearish, and then 30-minute time frame shifted from bullish to bearish. You can also see that the EMA, we closed beneath it, came back up, closed above it, but I am assuming that since we have touched the daily imbalance, we should start seeing some selling happening sometime soon. And if we don't get, I mean, NFP's tomorrow, so we can probably get price to, obviously take out Asian's high. Currently, Asian's high is right here. So if price comes up above this, maybe even comes above this right here. I mean, if we go down to the 15-minute, we can see that uh this has been played into right here, Thursday, but we can still probably see some liquidity sitting above here. Obviously, liquidity sitting above here since we got NFP, right? And not only NFP, but we have Asian high. So Asian high on top of NFP, this is most likely going to get um either wicked out, price is most likely going to push up, take out Asian highs. I mean, we'll see what happens. Right now it's 9:30 p.m. EST. Don't know exactly what's gonna happen. We'll just have to wait to find out. But we're currently bearish on 4 hour or 30-minute, 4 hour. Let me see if the 15 minutes also bearish. Yeah, 15 minutes. Literally, almost every time frame is bearish. Obviously, except for the smaller time frames, like the 1 minute, we're probably bullish. But when it comes to the direction, I'm not looking at those smaller time frames. I'm looking at least the 15 at the bare minimum. So 15-minute is bearish, 30 minutes bearish, 1 hour is bearish, 2 hours bearish, 4 hours bearish, daily is bearish, weekly is bearish, monthly is bullish. So obviously we're not gonna pay attention too much on the monthly right now. We want to focus on what's in front of us. So um that kind of explains what, like, where my head's at right now. I'm not actively in any trades, but I do want to update you guys. So I do owe you guys 50 push-ups, and that's because I blew my live, what was it? I think I started off with the $300 account, and then, I've been trading that $300 account for like maybe 2 months. So it's been a good 2 months with me using the $200, $300 account, but unfortunately it's gone. So now I'm trading a $140 account. And the crazy thing about it is I had maybe $150 in Apple shares, and I sold those Apple shares so that I can just reinvest it into my trading account. So I'll show you guys my trade locker so that you guys can just see. Uh, all right. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but my equity is 143. So live and equities 143. It's probably hard to see it, but yeah, let me see if I could screenshot it. Just screenshot it, send it to myself. I mean, it's not that important. It's not that important, but I just like track record, honestly. I think track records are good. So I can just look back at this um years later. I don't know why it's not working. I just airdrop it. Um Yeah, and then I'll show you guys what I might, if there's any other setups that I might be thinking about. I haven't marked up yet, but more than happy to go over, you know, the, here we go. I can share my screen. Share it's my trade locker. I got 143 in equity right now, so I just, like I said, I took the Apple share, the little that I had in Apple, and I put it into my trading account. We'll see. I mean, this should scale just because I've actually been reckless on that account since I haven't been making any YouTube videos. So I think these YouTube videos are extremely helpful just for me, and they most likely are going to be helpful for you guys too, so that it gives you ideas. Even if it's as little as, the daily, not daily, but because I don't really do these videos on a daily basis, but even if it's as little as these quotes, that I give you guys. Um, I actually have more quotes that you guys might like to hear. Before I'll just save it for after I kind of mark up. All right, let me see. I'm gonna go back to sharing the what do you call it? Chart. All right. So what I'm gonna do is start marking up the see if there's other opportunities that we can probably catch. I'm gonna put a oh, I still have this on. I'm gonna put an alert for this Asian high, this current Asian high, since we're still in Asian session. So the Asian high is right there. It's gonna get swept. We're most likely gonna get the market to push up here. And I would say even, yeah, we're most likely, since we're around here, we've got some imbalance right here. We got imbalance here. And then, we've got a decent high right there that could be taken out just because there's some 15-minute imbalance right here. There we go. All right. So that is what I see, and that's gonna be from Nasdaq. So next is if we start looking at GBP JPY. All right. So GBP JPY. If it looks too, all right. Weekly time frame, we're overall bearish. Let's start with that. So weekly time frame, overall, we're bearish. Daily time frame, mm, I'm gonna say that we're overall bearish as well. Now, I would argue that in order for us to consider a major short, and I found that I haven't really been successful with doing major shorts or major buys. Like, if I see that this is a whole move and then price comes up to mitigate orders to push price down to make a newer low, like that's how I've been looking at the market for years. I've just been looking at just swing trading and riding the whole move. But I've been finding that uh it's actually not profitable for me to trade that way. So instead, I'm just gonna pay attention to let's see, uh, is this 24th? I mean, this is still a good area to look at. This is a daily area of interest, I would say. This is a reasonable area of interest. Now, let's look at the 4 hour time frame. So if we want price to push further down, we're at minimum we are at minimum gonna look at these lower time frames, obviously. And I would say if we can get price to close beneath this level right here, then I might consider starting to look for some bearish opportunities, some sells on GBP, JPY, so that we can push to the downside. But we also have to look at this right here. So the JPY currency, you could see that it is going bullish. This is an area that I've been looking for. I've been looking forward for the market to push into this area right here. So if you see that in this area right here, it's an important area. This this right here. So this is an important area of interest. I'm expecting for price to, oh look, you see how we're in an imbalance. This is an imbalance. This is a 1 hour imbalance. And then you can see this is the area of interest. This is the daily area of interest. So, uh, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we get a market structure shift around this area. If we do get a market structure shift in this area on I would say the 30-minute time frame, then we can start looking for, excuse me, sells on GBP, JPY. Because that would mean that the JPY, the JPY dollar, Japanese dollar is, in fact, since it's going for buys, transitioning from bearish to bullish, that would mean that it's most likely gonna respect the overall trend on the GBP, JPY trend, which is weekly also staying bearish, daily also being respected, so daily respected. Mainly the daily being respected. And if we can get the daily to be respected, then we should most likely get this risk to reward. That's a 1 to 6 at best. I don't know. We can see maybe look, we can even get a 1 to 15. It really just depends on what price does here. We want a market structure shift in this area. That's all I know. But um, let's see what happens. So I'm gonna look out for that. I'm not currently in any pairs, any trades right now. Looking out for this, looking out for this. Let's see, NZD CAD. I mean, the weekly candle closed above this structure point, so we might actually be bullish now. I don't know. Um, yeah. I mean, yeah, I would I would say that we're probably bullish now at this point. If the weekly's bullish, I just hated the fact that that closed above there, but it is what it is. And the fact that I'm confused, I'm not even interested. The fact that I'm confused makes me just lose interest. I'm gonna keep this. Anything that I'm not like, I don't understand, I'm just gonna make it purple. Uh, AUD. I didn't take this, but I wish I did. This is another 4 hour time frame that I could have caught, but I didn't. So I mean, I'm gonna clear this out so that we can just start from scratch. Okay, so we're bearish on the weekly time frame overall. Okay, so overall bearish, right? Weekly. Now, overall, what are we on the daily time frame? We're also bearish on the weekly. Let's bearish daily. Now, what about the 4 hour time frame? 4 hours bullish. The 4 hour is bullish. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like trading against the 4 hour time frame just because of my experience. My experience tells me not to trade against the 4 hour. Like I've been burned so many times. Look, let's look at what has been happening. So, let's say this is a move, right? Let's say this is a move. So hopefully we can get price to come to around 50% of this pullback here, take this low out. Hopefully, I don't know, we'll see what happens. This is the AUD JPY. I did not even realize that. I mean, if we can get this, cool. I would argue that this is the daily, I don't even have to argue. This is the daily high. This right here is the daily high. Uh, yeah, this is the daily high. So if that's the daily high, let's look at the weekly. This is the weekly structure high, weekly body. I'm gonna just put body and high so that we know if price consolidates around there on Friday, then we're probably gonna go bullish on the weekly. Uh, I mean, if we look back 2 years, we can see on the weekly about the daily, any areas of interest. I mean, I would say this is a reasonable area of interest. So we should get price to come around here. Hmm. Too close to get to take this as an entry. Yeah, I would rather 4 hour time frame drop, take this low out. This is last Thursday's candle right there on the 4 hour time frame. Mm, yeah, I mean we'll see what happens. Cause this is let's go to the 2 hour. 1 hour. Yeah, it's already been played right here, so can probably get some let's see if there's any imbalance. Or unfortunately I don't see any imbalance here, so 30 minute. And that's been played. Yeah, I mean, we're probably looking at AUD JPY also going bearish just because GBP JPY is also probably going to go bearish. And mainly for the fact that JPY, the currency, is going bullish. It looks like if it does go bullish, then we should be looking at a bearish signal, which means that we can also probably get something similar to GBP JPY where we get a solid risk to reward, and whichever one is the cleanest, I'll take. Whichever one has the cleanest setup, I'll take. All right. Uh, so I'll tag this as orange. Let's look at Nasdaq real quick. And let's look on the smaller time frame, just check out what it's doing. Nasdaq's playing around for Asian session, which is predicted, is doing the predictable stuff. Uh, we'll come back to that. So CJ, CAD JPY, I really don't like, you know, uh, I really don't like what's happening here, especially because if I think I mean JPY pairs are gonna, like JPY pairs, like, if I'm thinking GBP JPY, AUD JPY is gonna start selling, and CAD JPY looks like it's wants to do the complete opposite of sell and it wants to go buy, then this realistically doesn't really look appealing to me, honestly. It just doesn't. So let's see. This is the weekly. This is the daily time frame. Daily seems like it's bullish. And if the daily seems bullish, then I would have to wait until the daily is bearish in order to start thinking that I should go for long shorts. In the meantime, since CAD JPY is bullish, 4 hour seems bullish. This is the 4 hour low, current 4 hour low. Mm, not necessarily. Actually, yeah, just I don't really like the setup of this. I'll wait to trade that pair. Euro USD. Okay. Let me delete these. Okay. Okay, so this is Euro USD. Weekly, let's say that this is bullish. So weekly is bullish. We have an imbalance right here on the weekly time frame. The daily time frame, we've got, what do we have? Okay. We've got a daily. Daily hasn't created a low since this right here. This is the daily low. This doesn't count because it's like within a candle. This candle doesn't count because it's just hiding behind this candle here to the left. Um, so I mean, we can most likely get price to drop 50%. Uh, if it does, I got my alert ready. And if we look left, we can see that this is an important, let me just look at the weekly real quick. Mm, okay. Uh, price, it seems like price gets respected around this level right here. So we're gonna keep this as a weekly area of interest. Just make that weekly respected area of interest. So we should get price to drop down to that price point. And then we could probably get, this is as a pullback and then continue going up. So it's probably just a retest, or continuation. Retest into a continuation. So I'll look out for that. 4 hour time frame currently is bullish. Could change at any moment to just go. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, we're most likely we're bullish right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get price to drop down somewhere around this price point. There's imbalances all right here. Imbalance, 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 all in the 4 hour time frame. But for now, we've got, yeah, I mean, not only, I mean, I would expect somewhere in this area, If not here, we could get price here, or we can get price here so that we can push up further. So I'm just gonna wait, and then whichever one we get first, I'd look for a market structure shift on lower time frame, maybe a 15-minute time frame, so that we can get you know, take a buy. So let's say for example, 15-minute time frame shifts, we'll get a buy somewhere maybe around 1 to 5. We just we'll just have to wait until, price shows where it wants to trade off of and if it even wants to trade off of this point. I would probably say this point just because there's a breaker. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I'll just set another alert right here just in case we get a breaker buy model setup. Another interesting level for us to look at or pair for us to look at GBP So we turn from bearish to bullish on the daily time frame. The weekly, I believe, was bearish. Yeah, well, we're bearish on the weekly. Now we're going from weekly bearish, daily bullish, and then 4 hour bearish. Didn't expect that. 15-minute time frame. Honestly, with the way that this looks right now, we can probably get, if we just trade the 4 hour time frame. Mm, if the daily's bullish and the 4 hour is now bearish, do we want to, like, this is where the questions start coming in. So do we want to trade against the daily time frame? I mean, never know how long it could take for price to get to a certain point with my experience that I've been trading. So if we look at the daily time frame and there's no daily imbalances to trade into, then we're not taking the trade. But there is daily imbalances. So this is a daily imbalance. This is also a daily imbalance, but it's got, you know, pretty much played already. So I'll still count it as a daily imbalance for maybe a TP1. But if we look at the 4 hour time frame, now that it's bearish, you can see price closed here. When price came up, it dropped, closed above, came down into the daily imbalance, and then now we're here. Made, I believe, a 30-minute, if not 30, a 15-minute market structure shift. Okay, cool. So we made a 15-minute market structure shift, daily market structure shift. Now I can throw this alert here. London session, we're probably gonna push up into here and then get maybe a 2-minute shift, 2-minute market structure shift. Or we can just enter wherever price goes. Price can go here and then we target the low, or we can target the daily imbalance, which could give us about a 1 to 8. So either 1 to 5 or 1 to 8 risk to reward. I would say it's NFP, probably just play it safe, get the 1 to 5 or 1 to 4. Um, that's pretty much what I would go for, so I would probably look out for that. GBP. Mm, next, I'll probably look at the GBP or GBP. I'm gonna delete the drawings and I would, I mean, it looks like the weekly's bullish. Yeah, I mean, it looks like the weekly might be bullish. Uh, daily is, seems like the daily is bullish, but what are we doing right now? So let's think about what we're doing right now. Euro USD. Mm, hmm. So the daily area of interest that I would look at on Euro USD pretty far from where I enter. GBP USD, the daily low is closer than Euro USD's daily low. GBP USD's daily low is actually here. So if this is the low, let's look at the 4 hour. So the 4 hour is here. 4 hour low is here. Did we make a 15-minute structure shift? We have not made a 15-minute structure shift. Could we though? I mean, we'd have to wait until either this breaks right up here or this breaks. I'm gonna throw an alert here so that we know what happens. And then for this one, I'll put daily plus 4 hour low, just so that we know where we're at. Because we could probably, I mean, let's look at the US dollar. Hmm, US dollar. Okay. US dollar. So we're bearish, right? So daily time frame, we're bearish. 4 hour time frame, we're we're also bearish. 15-minute time frame, we're bullish. So things are not looking good. We're just not looking good. Uh, what I'm hoping is, first of all, there's a lot of imbalance right here, sitting here. What I'm hoping is we do some type of, structure shift on the lower time frame in this area, preferably 15 minutes so that we can get a good risk to reward. I will set an alert. If we do get that, then this will help me either consider taking Euro USD or GBP USD for a buy. The US dollar is currently weakening, so based on what I'm seeing here. So we'll figure that one out once uh once price does what I think it's gonna do. Um in the meantime, because if we get some type of shift in that area, then we should get price to take this low out, which is the dollar dropping down from 99 to $97. Uh, let's see what happens. I'm gonna set two alerts, set one at the 4 hour high and then one right beneath the 4 hours high, just so that we're prepared. Mm, yeah, so that's what I expect to happen, but we're above the EMA on the 4 hour time frame, below the EMA on the 4 hour time frame, a daily time frame. Um, this is also a good area of interest. If you look to the left, you can see price has has been here a couple times, right? I'll just add this to the, confirmation. This doesn't count as a 4 hour or daily high. The daily high is up here. This is the daily high here. I don't know why I put it there. Because this is not the daily high. But but We're gonna have to wait, see what happens. Let's see. So only way that I'm taking this right here for a buy is if A, we get a 15-minute shift beneath this, somewhere around here. I mean, this could be, depends. It just really depends. I can't really give you guys a risk to reward, but we can expect 1 to 7, something like that. We can expect. We just have to wait to see what happens on the DXY. So DXY will indicate whether we're taking this setup or not, and whether we're taking the Euro USD setup over the GBP USD setup. I'll keep my eyes on that. USD JPY. So USD JPY, I really don't like looking at so many things at once. Like I might just stick with the majors and call it a day because looking at all of these pairs is just it doesn't seem healthy. Um, it's just too much to look at, you know? It's like NZD CAD. Like, do I want this on my list? Man, there's opportunities, but let's see. And delete the drawings. Weekly just seems bearish. So if the weekly seems bearish, daily seems bearish. The USD JPY. I mean, this should be a perfect pair to trade, but it really just depends on what price wants to do or what price shows that it wants to do. Valid daily area of interest level. I'm gonna set an alert here so that we know when price gets to that point of interest and or area of interest and here. Till then, we're just gonna look at the 4 hour time frame as well. I mean, 4 hours strictly indicating that we're bullish, but um, in order for us to know whether, that is gonna be, I mean, 4 hours low is right here. It's not far from where we're at. This is the low. So we can, I would want, the daily area of interest to get touched, but could that happen right now? I mean, seems like seems like there was another daily area of interest, so we might have even, already gotten into the daily of interest. I mean, honestly, guys, like we still have to look at the JPY. So JPY, we have to see the JPY go bullish. We would have to see the US dollar go bearish. So until then, we're gonna have to just, like just wait. It's really what it is. We're waiting. But just want you guys to know that this is a daily area of interest. I mean, like these are good setups. These are actually great setups. Daily's bullish, right? Weekly's obviously bullish. So daily, weekly's bullish. 4 hour time frame, we're bearish, guys. I'm sorry, but we're bearish. For whoever thought we were bullish, we're bearish. And let me take away these alerts because I feel congested. All right. So since we're bearish on the 4 hour time frame, I mean we do have some areas to look forward to being key levels for our take profit. We can look at that for take profit. This just really gives us an idea of if we should trade with the 4 hour or not trade with the 4 hour. So I like that's actually what I'm gonna start implementing into my, trading habits or my trading plan. So I'm gonna target if I'm trading against the daily time frame, and I'm trading with the 4 hour, as long as I'm trading with the 4 hour, then, it's okay for my trading plan. So I'm gonna consider trading against the daily time frame, the overall daily time frame, as long as the 4 hour is uh has created a good, market structure. And obviously we need low time frame confirmation, such as, the 15-minute, letting us know whether we should take that take that or not. So what I would say is if we look at the 8 hour, right, for one, the 8 hour time frame indicates that, right, this is a low, this is a high breaker structure. So with this being our breaker structure, we should get price into this imbalance. Okay. And if we look at the 4 hour, this matches up with the 8 hour, right? Because this is still the low, this is still the high, and then this candle breaks structure, allowing us to understand that we should be going for this area right here. And then we can probably get price to go from here to here to here. But and then, we can probably get some type of stuff here, maybe bring us up again. Don't want to confuse anybody, but this is what I'm looking at so far. I should have gotten, an entry right here during New York session, but this is around the time where I probably blew my account. You know, my account was probably at like 130, $100, $109 the beginning of this week. Then middle of this week, I got it to about, mm, this NASDAQ trade took me to like 160, 165, and then I was in profit. Another trade around bringing me equity around like 209, and then yeah, it just spiraled downwards from there. But I wouldn't trade against the 4 hour time frame. I would so this wouldn't really be a good, this would kind of, yeah, this would be going against my trading plan because I'm trading against the 4 hour time frame, which I don't want to do. Um, and basically, what I would just have to do is wait. I'm just gonna have to wait until, we get a push up into, I would say this area just because this is the 4 hour imbalance that I'm looking at. Once we get a 4 hour imbalance push up thrust into this imbalance, then I'll be interested in shorting. But until then, into our daily imbalance. But until then, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait this one out. I'll still highlight this orange. USD CAD. Uh, these are a lot of pairs that I'm breaking down for everybody. Uh, 1018. Not a problem. Bearish USD CAD. I really owe this to you guys because I've been away. So bearish, bearish, bearish. So this is our weekly high. Weekly high, daily. Our daily highs right here. Before I even select that, let's look at the 4 hour high. 38395. Okay. So the low here is 38395. This is 38. Hmm. Have to confirm this. Okay, so this low is 38395. Eight. Hmm. 8 hour time frame. So this is the 8 hour high. This is the 8 hour low, or this is the 8 hour low. Now, if we go to the 4 hour, hmm, close. Okay. So I just confirmed, guys, that the 4 hour daily is the same high. Now, since we know this, if we look at the daily, we don't see any imbalances. We do see daily areas of interest. So daily areas of interest, I would probably set is this right here. And based on that, I would just highlight that really quick. Then I would put an alert, right? I mean, can we get price to push into that area of interest? I mean, probably. We probably can. We just have to wait. But unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait. And not only that, I mean, we made a 4 hour breaker structure to the upside. And not only that, 15 minute, did we shift? I mean, 15 minute is bullish. Yeah, 15 minutes bullish. So, hmm, I mean, we could get a good, very solid risk to reward if that would be trading against the 4 hour, which I said I didn't want to do. I don't want to trade against the 4 hour time frame. There is some areas of interest here. Price clearly doesn't want to close under here, right? Or close under this low right here. Because the price wicked up for whatever reason and then created an imbalance here. Wicked up. So now we get price dropping here. We could go for this and I mean we could go for this on USD CAD. There's an imbalance here too. I mean, there's probably a breaker in there somewhere as well. No, maybe 5 minute. No, clearly, but still, like that is I don't know. Let's see. We'll see. Maybe if I get a 2 minute market structure shift, then I might consider it. But if I don't get that 2 minute market structure shift in this area, probably not gonna go for it. You can see that there's some imbalance here too. I mean, NFP is about to hit, so it might just take this imbalance. I'm setting that alert. Um, I mean, but price already did a good wick, so it's probably not gonna go lower than this wick. You see price chasing it right now too. It's trying to get a solid entry so that we can push price to this point of interest, this area of interest right here, most likely, excuse me, so that we can probably, you know, push price back down. So here, that's what I think could happen. Um, this alert might go off in the next couple minutes. I mean, 10:30 to take a trade around 10:30, I would probably just wait until maybe 12, see what happens. I really just have to wait until the 2 minute market structure shift happens. So I'm gonna highlight that. This is going against my trade. Like actually, my new trading plan. My new trade. Trading plan. My new way of trading. I don't know. Weekly time frame is anyway, we look pretty bearish, but on the weekly time frame. Daily time frame, definitely bullish. If we can get this low to this high, if we can get price here, that'll be good. A good risk to reward. Let's look at the 4 hour time frame. We definitely just shifted from bullish to bearish. So if we can get price to look at the daily again, see if there's any imbalances that we can go after. Um, I mean, there is a pretty respected area of interest right here, but that's not an imbalance. Pretty respected with an imbalance. I'm gonna choose this imbalance here. Pretty respected area of interest, and we can also have a daily imbalance to chase after. Another imbalance would be this level right here. Then the 4 hour time frame, all we need is something like a 15-minute shift in this area. Let's see if we can have a 15-minute imbalance somewhere above here. Not really, I don't see anything. I'm not really interested in this, but the risk to reward is actually not even that good either. I really don't like this. USD, 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 US dollar. So the US dollar is going bearish. If the US dollar is going bearish, that would mean I'm gonna move this down here. Probably not interested in it. I want price to get down here. NCD. Okay, so daily time frame on this is the daily high. Overall, this is the daily low and 4 hour time frame. So 4 hour time frame indicates that this is the 4 hour high as well. So they have actually this is the 4 hour high. This is the 4 hour high. I'm chasing that area of interest, but I could have had a buy into that area of interest, but I didn't, I didn't trade it. I could have traded it, but I just didn't. If I did trade that though, I would have to have a big stop loss, which isn't a great idea, so I'm not mad at the fact that I didn't trade it. Moving on, but then again, this is AUD NZD, and this is a 4 hour. We're above the EMA, we're under the daily EMA, and could we just start seeing, we'll see what happens. US 30, this is interesting because the in a daily good area, close to a daily area of interest. Um, 4 hour time frame. So 4 hour time frame's bearish on Nasdaq, bullish on um that 15-minute time frame. Huh. 15 minutes bullish. Interesting. Who knows what price is about to do? It was 30. USD CHF. Clear this out. So we're bearish weekly time frame. I'm gonna delete this alert. Daily, we're bullish. Now, with that being said, 4 hour time frame indicates, oh wow, interesting. Went from bearish to bullish, closed above, shifted to bearish. Now it's up here. Did it do a 15-minute shift? It has not. Okay. This is interesting. Not gonna look at it. NCDJPY. My shins, guys. My shins. Swollen from Muay Thai. Like, my gosh. Got kicked in the leg. Alright. Weekly is bearish. Weekly is bearish. What's the daily? Actually, currently, we closed above, so this is one of those pairs where I was like, you know what? NZDJPY looks like it's just gonna keep on going up. And what do you know? Just look at that. Even though the daily is overall bullish or bearish, the weekly already indicated that most people are buying right now. And if most people are buying on the weekly time frame based on us closing above this candle right here on the weekly time frame, now really if the daily is bearish, indicating bearish overall, once the weekly does this, we most likely just continue going up. So now if we look at the 4 hour time frame, now this shows the 4 hour as giving us a low. So ultimate low in the 4 hours here, and then ultimate highs right there. Now, if we look at the 50%, I'm gonna just throw a an alert here so that we know once price gets in that area, then we're gonna look at a daily level of interest, which based on what I see here, this looks like a great key level to look at. And then if we were to, I mean, just look at this daily area of interest right here. What if we just traded imbalance to imbalance? That would be a really good risk to reward because that's the only imbalance I see from the point that we're at now. But yeah, I would say, wow, yeah, we're just gonna wait until we get price on there. But depending on what we see here, trade idea for this pair is TP1. Just have to wait. And we could take out obviously the daily high, which is right here. But that's that right there. UDCAD. Overall, I see that we're bearish on the weekly, daily. I also see that we're bearish, but if we're trading into the dailies imbalances, we'd be trading into this imbalance or even this has already been really filled. mainly filled, so I wouldn't really consider that. 4 hour time frame is probably bullish. Like I said, we're bullish, and we've already played into that 4 hour time frame in order for us to push up higher, so I'm probably not going to even look at this one. So that's pretty much the markup for the week. Let me look at the euro dollar. Hmm, bullish. And if we're bullish, means we're looking at right USD to go up. I mean, I've been saying this. I've been saying this. I just want price to push down lower so that we can get a better RR. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I want to speak to you guys about those quotes that I had mentioned. So I think that they're going to be extremely helpful for, I mean, your learning curve, your affirmations, what to think about before you place a trade, what to think about before you exit a trade, what to think about even when you're not trading. I think these things are just extremely important and it's helpful for your psychology as a trader. So I'll also give you guys the person who created or not created, but thought of the quote. This one's by Joe Vidich. It says, limit your size in any position so that fear does not become the prevailing instinct, guiding your judgment. Next one is by Jack Schwager. There is no single market secret to discover, no single correct way to trade the markets. Those seeking the one true answer to the markets haven't even got as far as asking the right question, let alone getting the right answer. Next one's by Marty Schwartz. My attitude is that I always want to be better prepared than someone I'm competing against. The way I prepare myself is by doing my work each night. Next one's by Steve Clark. Do more of what works and less of what doesn't. Next one's by Jim Rogers. I just wait until there is money lying in the corner and all I have to do is go over there and pick it up. I do nothing in the meantime. Next one's by John Keynes. I think that's how you pronounce it. The market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent, which means that even if the market doesn't make sense and it's, moving irrationally, you can still lose all your money before it eventually does what you think it should. That happened to me this week. If next person is gonna be Bill Lipschutz. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. If most traders would learn to sit on their hands 50% of the time, they would make a lot more money. Next one's by Michael Carr or Michael Carr, I think. Don't worry about what the markets are gonna do. Worry about what you are going to do in response to the markets. Next one's by George Soros. It's not whether you're right or wrong that's important. It's how much money you make when you're right and how much money uh and how much you lose when you're wrong. Next one's by Ed Secoda. Win or lose, everybody gets what they want from the markets. Some people seem to like to lose, so they win by losing money. Next one's by Paul Tudor Jones. Where you want to be is always in control. Never wishing, always trading, and always first and foremost protecting your butt. After a while, size means nothing. It gets back to whether you're making 100% rate of returns on 10,000 or $100 million. It doesn't make any difference. Next one's by Paul Tudor Jones as well. Don't focus on making money, focus on protecting what you have. Next one's by Jack Schwager. The hard work in trading comes in the preparation. The actual process of trading, however, should be effortless. Next one's by Bruce Kaner or Coiner. I know where I'm getting out before I get in. Next one's by Michael Marcus. When in doubt, get out and get a good night's sleep. I've done that lots of times, and the next day, everything was clear. While you are in the position, you can't think. When you get out, then you can think clearly again. Next one's by Jesse Livermore. There is the plain fool who does the wrong thing at all times, everywhere, but there is the Wall Street fool who thinks he must trade all the time. If And the next one's by Bill Lipschutz, I think that's how you pronounce his name. If a trader is motivated by the money, then it is the wrong reason. A truly successful trader has got to be involved and into the trading. The money is the side issue. The principal motivation is not the trapping of success. It's usually by the byproduct. Simply stated, the game's the thing. Warren Buffett, the best way to make money is don't lose it in the first place. There was another one, but I gotta see if I can find it. Um, okay. This one's by Benjamin Graham or Graham. The essence of investing management is the management of risk, not the management of returns. There was one more. Trade with the trend and don't why you're trading that way. Hmm. Oh, Paul Tudor Jones. He said, take care of the downside, the upside takes care of itself. I mean, I think that that's the best one that I mean, let me know, guys. Let me know which one you guys think was the best one in the comments. I think the best one, I saved it for last. It was Paul Tudor Jones. He said, take care of the downside, the upside takes care of itself. If you had, let me know in the comments which one you think was the best one. But yeah, that is, I mean, that wraps up everything. Like I said, I owe you guys 50 push-ups. I went against my trading plan and just make sure you guys look out for that. 50 push-ups is going to be uploaded onto my YouTube Shorts. Uh, Most likely I'll just knock that out tomorrow. And starting off fresh, guys, $150 or in my account, what is it? $143 in my account, starting off fresh. I'm gonna be for now just sticking with Notion. Um, so that I can show you guys where I'm getting in, where I'm getting out. And if you guys have any questions, comment. Hope this YouTube video wasn't too short, too slow for you guys. Let me know if I spoke too slow. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page the entire video. I don't want to lose you guys. And like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I look forward to uh providing more value. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.